Hello, friends, frogs, and happy people. How's everybody out there doing today? I did my top 10 earlier, and now I'm back to today in history. So on this day, October 7th, I know it's a Friday, but it wasn't always 17th. It wasn't always a Friday on October 17th. There were other days involved. I got that. But we're going way, way back to 1660. And it says nine regicides. The men who signed the death warrant of Charles I are hanged, drawn, quartered, and others hanged. And those were awful, awful ways to abuse a corpse. To die. It was an awful way to die. I mean, they were like real about their committing laws and stuff. Oh my gosh. In 1662, his son, Great Britain's Charles II, sails Dunkirk to France for 2.5 million livres, it says. That's what I read it as. I'm thinking that's French, but it equated to 320,000 English pounds. That's a lot of money in those days. 1860, the first British Golf Open was open, and Willie Park Sr. won that inaugural game. Grant tanks on the Klan. It says he suspends the habeas corpus in parts of South Carolina during prosecutions of KKK. Now, that's kind of interesting to me because we, the South, we're kind of like given a bad rap for our Confederate flag and things of that nature. When it says right here that he suspends the habeas corpus, which means there wasn't even a trial to see if he, detention was even legal. He just detained them. So he put his foot down and was like, the Ku Klux Klan cannot behave in this manner anymore. So I don't understand it. I really don't. But you believe what you believe to get through the day, but it's not true. It's not. We Southerners, there are a lot of Southern people that did grab on to the thought of slavery and things of that nature, but I can say with all honesty, it was more of a lazy venture than it was to be mean to somebody else. But that's my opinion. Yeah, I don't know. In 1904, the Bank of America is founded. It is actually the Bank of Italy, and it came from Amadeo Giannini, and he opens in Jackson Square in San Francisco. Number one, it's a foreign name. Number two, I can't read my writing. Please forgive me if I butchered his name. Guglielmo Marconi's company begins, and this is 1907, begins the first commercial transatlantic wireless between Glasgow, Nova Scotia, Canada, and Clifton, Ireland. So that's where our transatlantic wireless transmitters come from. In 1933, Albert Einstein, yes, that guy, comes to the U.S. as a refugee from Nazi Germany. I did not know that. In all my years of living, I had no idea. I probably did read it one time and just kind of left it out of my mind. I was wondering why he was here when obviously he was not. He wasn't from the United States. But I just thought he just preferred. I had no idea. It did grab to me that he was a refugee, but that's awesome. Okay, in 1919, the Radio Corporation of America, which is also RCA, is created as a subsidiary for General Electric. 1945, Loyalty Day in Argentina. And this brings along mass demonstrations to release Juan Perón. Perón, I think it is. The Royal Couplet in 1957, the Royal Couple, the late Majesty, the Queen, and the late Duke of Edinburgh, Prince Philip, way back in 1957, visit the White House to talk and visit with Dwight D. Eisenhower, President Dwight D. Eisenhower, and First Lady Mamie Eisenhower. Love that name. That was my great-grandmother's name. 1950 also, the musical film Jailhouse Rock with Elvis Presley premieres in Memphis, Tennessee. 1959, Queen Elizabeth is fined $140 for withdrawing her horse from a race competition. I looked it up. I have no idea why she would have. It's common practice, it said, to withdraw a horse. Maybe, I don't know. I can't speculate. But she was fined no matter her stature, because the horse racing industry is kind of strict, and they were like, despite who you are, despite your reigning monarchy status, we have to fine you because we are that strict. It was a very low amount. I don't know, 1957, 59. It was $140 was still kind of a big deal, but it could have been worse, I think. $140. But yeah, that was, so she was human. She did have a fine. I thought that was kind of interesting. 1970, Anwar Sadat is sworn in as president of Egypt. A couple of days ago, I talked about in 1981, he had his funeral, 81 or 82, his funeral with all the presidents joining. In 1977, Canada begins regular live TV coverage of Parliament. It's about time. 77 from 50s to 70s. They're just now. It just seems like 20 years is a long time to catch up. I don't know. I can't say anything about Canada. I love the thought of Canada. I have people that I know in Canada that I absolutely adore. So there's that. 1979, Mother Teresa was awarded Nobel Peace Prize. I was 8. I've known of Mother Teresa since I was little. In 1979, also, Jimmy Carter signs legislation creating the Department of Education. So it's only... Okay. In 1983, Sally Jessy Raphael show, starring Sally Jessy Raphael, premieres on KDSK. I love that show. 1988, Volume 1 of the Traveling Wilburys is released, and that has Tom Petty, Roy Orbison, Bob Dylan, George Harrison, and Jeff Lynne. Good music, good talent all throughout that album. I love that album. 1991, the Blue Man Group, their first performance starts in New York City. We actually saw the Blue Man Group one day. In 1995, Keith Moore is sentenced 6 years for robbing Sting of $9 million. In 2005, The Colbert Report starring Stephen Colbert starts. 2012, Lance Armstrong loses a host of endorsements due to his drug use. Why would you do that? Due to his accusations of drug use. There, let me say it right. I just needed to say it right. So that's that. That is today in history. Also, it's Eminem's birthday. If you celebrate birthdays, I'm sure it's a host of other people's birthday, but I did happen to see Eminem. I have a daughter that is solely dedicated to Eminem. What is going on in your world? We don't have much going on. It is Friday. Remember, during the weekends, we don't do much. So I'll probably get up and clean and do all those kinds of things. Maybe do another top 10. I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to do. That's a very long list. I've pre-done top 10 lists and things like that. And I only do try to of the day of so that the dates don't get mixed up. I don't get mixed up with anything. So, what's going on here? Not a lot. Just happy to be here. I'm happy. If you subscribe, please subscribe, let YouTube know that fit into their algorithm, and they'll recommend my videos a little bit more. I do appreciate the likes and the subscribers that I do have. There were some that I did not catch right away. There was one that I saw that was like a month or so ago, and I'm like, hey, when did this even come up? Sorry, guys. Sorry. It may take some time for me to find. I'm kind of new at this YouTube thing still. I'm still thinking of a name. I kind of like Cassie Chats, but I don't like Cassie Chats. It kind of doesn't make sense. So, I'm trying to come up with a better name. I don't know. We'll see. Conversations with Cassie? Talks with Cassie. I don't know. We'll see. I don't want to put my last name on there, and I don't really want it to be anything really big. I really don't want to. Maybe it's just Cassie. Hi, you joined Cassie. How do you think? What do you think? Leave me a comment. Let me know how you think. How do you feel about this today in history? Some of it is kind of interesting. Some of it gets boring when it talks about. There were a lot of nuclear tests done by the Russians and by the United States and things like that. And I don't care. People don't care. That Russia is doing nuclear tests or whatever. I think if you're into science and things like that, that might interest you. But as a daily general thing, I just try to highlight the important, like Albert Einstein coming to America and things like that. Just kind of highlight the important stuff or kind of the interesting stuff. And so that way I'm not like going on and you're listening to somebody say something about history that you're like, oh my God, can't she just shut up? Yeah, I said it. There are people like that. That you just want to, you're sitting there and you're poking, their eye is from a distance and you're just poking their eye. There's a lot of people like that. I get like that sometimes. I'm like, let me draw this eye. These glasses, this mustache. Forgive me, people. I'm not right in the head. I'm really. I could be a little bit out there. You have to forgive me. I had no proper training, and that's my excuse. No, that's not true. I was raised by my grandmother. We had a lovely, lovely little childhood. It was difficult sometimes, but we had a lovely childhood. I won't take that away from her. Other than that, there's not a whole lot going on here. Is there? I just gotta get up and clean. I washed my car the other day. About wore me out, and I'm like, you know what? I sit down way too much. I sit there at the computer and wait for my next idea to come up to record, to make people happy, to entertain people. And it's not worth it because I have lost all strength in anything I have. It really wore me out. And I have a big car too. I have a Pathfinder. So, yeah. I wore myself out. Washing my car. Y'all have a good day. Please find something to be thankful for. Find that best friend. Find someone that you can trust and talk to. Make sure you talk to somebody if you're feeling low. Remember, you are worthy. You are always, always worthy. I may not say it to you every day, but you need to know you are worthy. Every one of us are worthy of what we desire and what we wish for and what we expect out of life. Everybody is worth it. If you're here, you're worth it. You belong here. There's a reason you're here, and never forget that ever. What else am I saying? Forgive me. Just forgive me. I thought that grant thing was very interesting because we can't even have Confederate flags in our yards. It's offensive to people. That's funny. That is so funny. Anyway, y'all have a good day. Find something to be happy about. Find something to make you grateful. Find something. Enjoy your work. It is Friday. You should be like, hurry up, let's go home. If you have that kind of job. If you work in retail, you don't have that kind of job. And I know that for sure. Y'all have a nice day. And I will see y'all next time. Bye-bye.